according to DC's Department of Health, the rat population has exploded around the occupied DC camps since protesters began gathering out there in McPherson Square and Freedom Plaza. Are you concerned at all about this?
Oh, absolutely, and much more so than I might have been, say, 2 years ago, because D.C. has a new law as of last year passed by Councilwoman Mary Che, was the sponsor of it, that doesn't allow them to kill the dang rats. They have to capture them, and capture them in families. You go figure out how you're going to do that with rats. And then you got to relocate them. Well, that brings us to Virginia. If you don't relocate them about 25 miles away, according to experts, rodents will find their way back. Well, an easy way to solve that problem is to cross a river. And what's on the other side of the river? Virginia. So we have real concerns about this ridiculous law, and we've been pretty gentle about dealing with D.C. on it. But when you see an article like the rats occupy D.C., it points up the problem that we're going to have in Virginia because of that, and because of D.C.'s really outrageous treatment of these varmints, who, for those who don't remember their history, carried things like bubonic plague. I mean, these are true vermin.
Right, so you weren't just saying that in jest.
Oh, no, I wasn't. This is one of those real life is crazier than fiction laws that D.C. has passed.
Right, so, I mean, it seems a little odd that the Virginia Attorney General knows about this law. I called the D.C. Attorney General's office, and they didn't know anything about it. So how did you find about this?
I found out about it because our pest control people in Virginia were very concerned that what was going to happen was if pest control people working in D.C. actually obey the law, the easy thing for them to do, since it's so hard to kill the things, and I'll tell you, the order of required dealing with these rats and raccoons and various vermin of all types is you are now only allowed to trap them live. No more glue traps, no more crushing traps, no more, snap traps, nothing like that. And remember, these are mice, rats, raccoons, vermin. And then your options are to release them on site. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Or to relocate them. That one causes us tremendous concern in Virginia, to transfer them to a wildlife rehabilitator, I kid you not, a wildlife rehabilitator, or, last and least, you can kill them, but only with things like a relatively high-tech gas chamber or other non-portable methods, that are just outrageously expensive. So your pest control in D.C. that used to cost maybe $250, hey, I've got a squirrel in my attic, I've got a raccoon in my basement, might have cost $250. Well, it's now going to cost you around $2,500, and they're not going to kill the animal. And I wasn't kidding about the family. The statute says they're supposed to avoid breaking up rat families. Seriously.
Yeah. And now, what in the world is a wildlife rehabilitator?
That's a darn good question. But I understand if there are any functioning in D.C., there are darn few of them, and I'm not aware that there are any. But if nothing else, it's going to involve a drop-off point, which is not how these pest control people typically operate. And if you're in Northwest D.C. or in Georgetown, why not just drive across a bridge, drop it in Virginia, run it out to Maryland? People in Maryland are concerned as well, and the D.C. City Council, Mayor Gray, have been absolutely inadequately responsive to our concerns here. Congressman Wolf is concerned about it. We have had conversations with Senator Webb's office about it. And realize this is in the context in Northern Virginia of a major Lyme outbreak. Because, again, these are creatures that carry pestilence. And in Fairfax and Loudoun and Prince William, we have a really long-term and tremendous outbreak in Lyme disease. And that is something you get from ticks carried on deer as well as these other vermin. I wouldn't put deer in the vermin category, but those are the kinds of public health hazards that come along with these creatures. And so Councilwoman Mary Che has sided with rats over human health.